All right. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Phil Nagy. It is Kit Nagy. It is Nagy on Sports. This is the one the football world has been waiting for since Week 17 on that Monday night game, of course, when the game was essentially canceled in the middle of that first quarter, of course, for a good reason. But I think people have been very, very excited. A little extra juice on this one now, especially because we didn't get to see it play out the first time as well. So we've got the Buffalo Bills hosting the Cincinnati Bengals here for a right to go and play the Kansas City Chiefs. Kid, how are we doing today?
Doing well and excited for this one, certainly. I think we had left that game at 7-3.
7-3, yep.
But here we are now in Buffalo, which I do believe the Bengals are a bit salty over that this one is actually going to end up being in Buffalo instead. But it is a playoff game.
Very fair.
Which is, takes on a whole different life of its own, and no longer a regular season where it might not matter just for seeding and where you end up in the playoffs. This one is a win or go home. So a big matchup here. I get, two very strong sides, and it's going to see, is the gunslinger for the Bills going to make more mistakes than is warranted, and that leads to a Bengals win, or is it going to be the other way around where he does too much damage for the Bengals to keep up with?
Yeah, absolutely. A big thing in this game, of course, is now the Bengals with 3 starting offensive linemen out after they've been healthy most of the year. Right tackle La'el Collins, right guard Alex Kappa, and left tackle Jonah Williams all will have backups in today. So that's going to be the biggest matchup in real life. You will see that. No Von Miller for the Bills, but still Gregory Rousseau, Ed Oliver, Basham, Epineza, all of those other Shaq Lawson, all of those other pass rusher types as well. So here is Josh Allen. That was a look at what he did in our simulated season stats. And so let's get this one popping. Hey, Mitchell, welcome in. Woof indeed. He'll start in a shotgun with James Cook on his left hip. Bengals in the all whites, including the old white Bengal Tiger helmets. Across the middle, I think they're going to get roughing too. Gabe Davis got it at about the 34-yard line. And the Bengals a little too aggressive, and they're going to rough Allen, and that's going to be a free extra 15. Sam Hubbard, the guilty party.
Yeah, right out the gate, putting his body on the line, just standing in there, taking the shot, and delivering a dart downfield. Nicely done from Allen.
Here comes James Cook, the first carry for the rookie out of Georgia, and brother of Dalvin. He's got a nice 8-yard gain here. He and Singletary have turned into a very nice kind of 1-2 punch for the Bills in the backfield. I formation, Reggie Gilliam in front of Singletary, and Singletary will fight his way for the first down. Jermaine Pratt was the linebacker who kind of got ran over. First down, Bills.
Well, lucky that wasn't called for an off start, because Reggie Gilliam got a little bit of an early start at that time.
A little bit of a head start. Another nice run for Singletary for 6. Sets up 2nd and 4. Good opening drive for the Bills. 11 personnel now. Allen back to pass. He'll stay in the pocket now. He'll move right. Here comes Hendrickson. He'll throw deep over the middle into no one.
That was interesting.
Literally no one there.
that may have been just a misunderstanding of the break into the zone where he expected his receiver to go, just on the same page.
That's fair. 3rd and 4. They'll dump it off to Cook, and he's got a first down. Picked up 5. Just needed 4. It's the rookie Cam Taylor-Britt over there to make the tackle again, as Awuzie still nicked up in the back end. So Britt, one of the starters, along with Eli Apple. Mike Hilton in the slot, of course. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Browns. There's a little skinny dig, maybe a little more of a post, and it's a first down. Gabe Davis again. He caught that first catch of the day where Allen got roughed as well. Big 6'4" target, Gabriel Davis. First down, Bills.
So what? Back to that previous play where I think Allen was on a different page. You read the defender, the DB. So like if he's playing off or if he's playing on inside leverage, you might run an out versus a slant, or you might run. There are various different types of routes that you may run out of what you call an option route, which allows for a number of different routes to be run based on the way the actual coverage is being played real time. But that requires that both the wide receiver and quarterback are on the same page. So the quarterback
read it the same way. Yes.
Yeah, read it the same way and then put it in the right spot.
Short throw to Stephon Diggs. He's got it down to the 1 now. 1st and goal for the Bills. Very nice opening drive for them. Can the Bengals stiffen here on the 1? Little bunch to the left side. Cook. But Allen's going to throw this one. Now he'll throw it right side of the end zone. Wide open. Davis. Touchdown. Bills. They strike first, going right down the field. 7-0 Bills here with the kick pending.
Yeah, very, very efficient drive downfield there. Obviously, the penalty yardage helped them as well, but they did enough damage on their own. They didn't need a lot of help from that penalty yardage, and Gabe Davis really put the cap on that one.
They sure didn't. Here is Tyler Bass to drill it through. 10 plays, 65 yards, took 4:40 off the clock, and Allen was 5 for 6 in that touchdown. So, in a game that could potentially be a battle of offenses, the Bills strike first. Now an opportunity for the Bengals to respond. Again, we really need to keep an eye on that offensive line, as they, even with their starters, gave up a lot of sacks to start the game. Then they kind of hit a good stride in the middle of the end of the season. And again, now they've just been hit by a lot of injuries, and keeping that man upright there is primary objective number one. For
sure, and realistically, like most quarterbacks, the weakness for Burrow is you get pressure on him. If he is pressured, he is not nearly as good, which is why you gotta hope that O-line can hold up if you're the Bengals, because they really need to keep him clean.
Yep, and they need to have just enough Joe Mixon to keep him from pinning their ears back the whole game.
Yep.
2nd and 6 now. Burrow's first chance to throw over the middle. Nice throw and catch. He's got his man. That's Higgins. T. Higgins to the 45. Probably not going to be a Cincinnati Bengal next year, because he's going to want to get paid like wide receiver 1. And again, after they extend Burrow, they will not have that luxury any longer.
No, because they're effectively running, a 2 1s and a 2 as their top 3 receivers.
Yep.
So yeah, they're not going to be able to pay all those guys. That's just the nature of that's why you try to get it done on a rookie contract with a
absolutely. Yes, and they have certainly been able to do a good job of riding that with Burrow on his rookie deal, as he throws another gain of 7 to T. Higgins. Trips to the right side. Now he'll send Mixon out of the backfield. That leaves him alone. Bengals going to blitz somebody up the middle. Burrow's got time. That throws it back to Mixon, kind of slanting back across the middle, and he'll pick up just enough for the first down. So Bengals now with a couple of first downs and into Buffalo territory. Good opening drive for them as well to start. Again, trying to counter. Here's another blitz right up that A-gap. It's picked up nicely. Tyler Boyd, broken tackle. First down to the 30-yard line for Tyler Boyd. And Zach Taylor applauding his offense right there.
Yeah, how about this effort here from Boyd to just the little spin move to miss one tackle, but then just fighting his way through some extra traffic there, a whole bunch of extra yards picked up. He almost got a full 10 just on the after contacts.
He did. Here's Mixon's got a hold of the right side, feels the hole nicely and gets 11. Great run there for Joe Mixon. Another first down into the red zone now for Cincinnati. Saw that big spot of green to the right side, and even a Madden running back wasn't going to miss that hole.
Right.
We've seen them. Oh, I think this version of the game has been better with overall with the running backs.
Usually, I mean, I've seen a few that were just like, okay, well you missed it clearly, but that happens in the NFL too. So
here comes Burrow scrambling. Oh, kind of awkwardly hit from behind by Shaq Lawson, but it looks like he's okay. First down and goal at the 5. But he went down really awkwardly there as Lawson kind of lunged for the back of his ankles.
Yeah, that's how you break a high ankle sprain or break an ankle. That's nasty.
First and goal now. They'll go heavy. Pirine coming in to line up as the fullback. They'll pitch it to the right side to Mixon. He's going to have to do a lot of work. He's going to lose yards. We've seen that too many times for Cleveland, that pitch inside the 5 is not successful.
No, don't like that play in that spot.
A.J. Klein, look at that. 3 unblocked Buffalo Bills there to meet him.
I mean, the biggest reason that doesn't work is because you're compressed. You got to remember your safeties are up. They're ready to stretch the field sideline to sideline because they don't have to back up, a ton of yardage. They're not like 20 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Here's a big 3rd and goal now. Burrow slant left side, caught, touchdown! It's Jamar Chase, and he's going to gritty his way across. I guess maybe that's sort of a gritty-looking dance. He's got a touchdown. How about this throw from Burrow? A lot of blue jerseys there, but he's able to find Chase, and Chase makes a great catch, of course. And now the game is on here. We've got a score and now a rebuttal immediately now. Offense is both humming as we expected.
Yeah, very nice. Actually, it was an interesting little rub action going on with all those defenders in the area. The guy that had his eyes on the football was behind the action, and his own defender actually got in the way of him making the play. So instead, Chase able to come up with the touchdown grab because he couldn't get to it through his man, who was not looking at the ball.
7-7 now as Naheem Himes returns it up to the 22-yard line. That's where Allen and company will take over. Again, that game last week, closer than it needed to be because of all of the turnovers that Josh Allen provided for the Dolphins.
Right.
So I think if he had an open Diggs, it would have just gone the distance.
Yeah, he needed that platform. I don't think he was quite ready for that to open quite as wide as it did. He got a little trigger happy on that, because if he puts that in the bucket, that thing is absolutely gone. There's no way Diggs doesn't score on that, because he had 2 steps, if not 3.
Yeah, that was about as wide open as you get as an NFL receiver these days. 3rd and 10, right side, caught at the sideline. Did he get his feet down? He did. Gabe Davis again picking on Eli Apple, and a huge throw and catch of 22 yards and a first down, Bills.
That was huge. Body control, a big part of that one. But after the, how open a receiver can be, there's an example of that contested catch at the catch point and the body control to bring it down. Nicely done from Gabe Davis.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. A little strong eye to the left. They'll go that way, and then he'll actually cut back to the middle. Is Singletary. Give him a gain of 3, setting up a 2nd and 7, and they're about ready to cross midfield here again on their second drive. 4 minutes to go in the quarter. This is everything that's been advertised so far. Now Allen rolling in trouble. Now fired back across the middle, and again, the only thing that was there was 3 white jerseys.
Yeah, very inadvisable
Dangerous
throw. I think he was trying to just throw it away, but don't throw it away towards defenders.
Don't throw it away towards defenders. Indeed, another great catch. This one's Diggs on the left sideline. Holy smokes.
Yeah, that was sweet. Textbook right there. Back-to-back using the sidelines and just, using that to their advantage, putting the ball just to the side where only his receiver can go and get it.
1
just
feet,
pretty.
2 feet.
Yep, got them both down. Nicely done.
Yeah, really good catch by, again, one of the best receivers in the game. Back to pass now. Allen right side. Gabe Davis on a little slant. He'll pick up 7, and they continue to move the ball effortlessly here. So this could be one of those games where whichever team gets the ball last or gets a stop, all of a sudden is in the driver's seat.
Well, that's also, Miami is one thing, but you go and turn over the ball a bunch against the Bengals.
If he turns it over 3 times, if he turns it over 3 times today, they're cooked for sure. 2.5 to go first quarter. Another little rub route. Diggs breaking tackles inside the 10 all the way to the 6. You saw Isaiah McKenzie kind of clearing out the deep defender. Diggs snuck right underneath it. Another first down catch for the Bills. It almost looks like he's doing those no-look throws where he's looking to the right and kind of his arm comes back across his body. 1st and goal now from the 6. Can they punch it in? We've seen teams stall in the red zone before, but not this one. Diggs, an easy slant for a touchdown, Bills. And we have got the offensive shootout that we hoped for.
Yep, sure do. And that one just finding the mismatch there as Diggs had an easy slant, no contest. As well read at the line and put an easy ball on the inside on that outside leverage. There was no way anybody was going to be able to contest Diggs for that to the inside there.
Absolutely. All right, 3 scores, 3 touchdown drives, another 10-play drive for the Buffalo Bills. This one goes 78 yards. Still 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Hey, Kish, welcome in. Burrow's turn now, back out onto the field. Again, he threw a slant to his number 1 receiver, Jamar Chase, for a touchdown on the first drive. Let's see what they do here for their sophomore offering. Back to pass now. Burrow, left side, wide open chase and some space. First down to the 36-yard line. Burrow's 7 for 7 to start the game. In this game, Kish, you're asking who we got, like in real life, who do we want to win? I'm guessing. Kit, who do you want to win this game in real life? Kit may have stepped away for a minute. I think for me, probably, I mean, I do kind of like the Bills only because Bills fans and Browns fans are very kind of similarly kinds of people. Bills Mafia and Browns Nation have a similar affinity for each other. But I think today I might actually root for the Bengals. So I have no problem saying that I'm a Joe Burrow fan. He's got a degree from Ohio State. I've got a degree from Ohio State. He throws another nice throw to Chase into Bills territory. And they're from Ohio, and it's even, and they're our rival, but they're not as big of a rival certainly as, I don't hate them like I hate Pittsburgh and Baltimore, that's for sure.
Right, they've been down for a long time. I mean, they have been good of late, but but that's recent success, and it's good to see them in that Super Bowl, and I'd like to see them back there again this season if they can do it.
There you go. So it looks like even though we do both like and respect the Bills and their fans, we will opt for Team Burrow today. And that's going to put the first quarter to a close. We saw 21 points scored, back-to-back scoring, and the Bengals are in the middle of yet another drive here into Bills territory, but it is a 3rd and 7. Burrow into the zone now. I'm not sure what his X factor is, but he's in the zone now. He's going to survey the pocket. A 4-man rush. He'll just dump it off short to Mixon. Slow to turn around, but his momentum will carry him across the line for a first down. Already the 3rd catch for Joe Mixon. Again, extension of that run game, keeping the pass rush at bay. And really, Burrow, except for the one where he kind of bailed out and scrambled, hasn't really been under duress much today. This time they'll try to run outside left, and Shaq Lawson shuts it down. Kish, I will have to admit I didn't watch a minute of the game, but I have heard people talk about the Jalen Hurts kind of RPO offense as something that the Browns could model, and now Burrow, I jinxed them, takes his first sack. Looked like they were setting up a screen pass slowly, and Ed Oliver gets home. Big sack there up the middle from Ed Oliver, former first-round pick, of course, 5-star kid who Tom Herman was able to keep in Houston when they had their little flash in the pan. Now pressure again, and he'll go down. Shaq Lawson got home, so I totally jinxed Burrow by saying that they hadn't had any pressure yet, and then they get back-to-back sacks. This one a more conventional one, but you can see Deontay Smith, that backup left tackle, second-year player out of North Alabama, and he just got beat by Shaq Lawson for another sack, and now the Bengals will have to have the first punt of the game.
In a game like this, you certainly don't want to be punting very much, so a bit of a disappointment there after a little bit of a breakdown on the front from the O-line.
Did you watch any of the Eagles game last night? Are you able to comment on Kishin's thoughts?
I did not watch any of that game, although I did see the scoreline, an absolute beatdown for the Eagles. But or really, beatdown was to the Giants, not from the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. I've heard people say that might be some, RPO-focused running quarterback still involved their running game. Is that something that maybe the Browns could look to try to run? 2nd and 1 now. Has a little swing pass to James Cook, that rookie running back. Back to pass. Over the middle. This one's going to be picked. He gives it right back. Davis Gaither. And there's the first Allen turnover. We talked about it. First down, Bengals at the 31-yard line. ADG steps in front of the pass. Another errant throw from Allen, and this time it bites him. Wow. Oh, he had McKenzie. McKenzie just looked like he raised his arms late. And it goes right into the waiting hands of Davis Gaither. Now a first down for the Bengals. They've got to capitalize here.
So it looks like Joe Burrow's got run and gun as his X factor, which means when he's in the zone, he's got perfect accuracy while throwing on the run.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go.
Yeah, for sure, Kishin. They've got, obviously, Fletcher Cox makes any D-line look good, and he's going to give it right back! Oh, it's going to be Dane Jackson who picks it off on the right side of the 30-yard line, and now Allen and Burrow trading blows, but not in the way that we thought.
Not the way you want to, that's for sure.
Holy smokes, right back to the 30. That was where the Bengals' possession started. So back-to-back interceptions. They'll try to run one with Singletary left side. Nice Brew running for about 10 more yards, but they'll say is a half-inch short. Second end, very short. Good time for a shot play here.
That ball's past the white line.
I know, that's very wild. Left side, he dropped it. Eli Apple swats that one away. That was Stephon Diggs, had the easy first down, couldn't squeeze the pill. Back pass, Allen throwing right side on the sideline, but I think he was out of bounds. He was, couldn't get the feet down, and they're going to have to punt. Oh my goodness. Wow. All from that bad spot.
Yeah.
Sam Martin puts this one up into the chilly Buffalo air, and Trent Taylor gets it to the 24-yard line. That's where Burrow will pick it back up, so no harm, no foul off of that interception, but an interception on the last drive and 2 bad sacks, setting up a 4th and 30 on the previous drive. They need to dial it back up. He's back to pass. Mixon stays in to help. He's going to go easily across the middle. That's Boyd, and he'll pick up 8. Good play on first down. Shotgun snap from Ted Karras, one of the only remaining starters on the offensive line, and this somehow was a 1-yard gain, and now they have 3rd and inches. Back to pass, throw to the right side, caught his man, nice little out route, and a first down. That's T. Higgins to the 43-yard line. So Kish, I may be in the minority with some of the Browns fans that I mean, as much as like Daron Payne or somebody like that would be awesome, or people have talked about like DeForest Buckner or something from the Colts, maybe being somebody. This one's going to be fumbled and picked up by the Bills. Greg Rousseau fell on it. They sacked Burrow and the ball came out, I think. Oh, I don't know how that ball couldn't have come out. He was absolutely sandwiched. Yep, look at that thing. Just That's very much out. And then he gets drilled afterwards. Holy smokes, another turnover for the Bengals, and now all of a sudden we had 3 touchdowns right away, and now we've had 3 turnovers back to back to back as well. What a crazy game. Anyway, I was trying to finish my sentence before something crazy happens again. So let's say they want to spend $20 million on the defensive line. I would rather get like 3 or 4 guys at $4 or $5, $6 million a piece rather than one guy at $20 million, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the way that I'm thinking about it, only because we're not just one guy away. You need somebody opposite Miles, and then you need two better interior players, and then make maybe Taven Bryan, Jordan Elliott kind of your second tier in terms of D tackles. Now, that being said, if the Colts really want to cut Buckner, we pick him up, or if they're going to trade him for Beans or something, I'll certainly kick the tires, because I think he's super dominant as they're going to get home with pressure this time, and Allen's able to just get rid of it to save the sack yardage. Kit, what are your thoughts about that? I mean, we'll talk much more about it when we get into our roster shaping here in a month or so, but what are your thoughts about the D-tackle position for the Browns?
Well, it depends. I mean, there's going to be a lot to be seen in the offseason when, Schwartz gets his hands on these guys and what his take on where they are, where their development is, and where he sees them going. So like a guy like Winfrey, maybe he gets more action and potentially is ready to step up in his second season. Maybe he's not. I don't know. We'll see. Part of it, too, is just scheme and coaching. Oh, that nice little play there to sneak his way into the end zone as Singletary scores on a actually congested run. A lot of traffic in there, but he manages to just sneak through.
Yep, sure did. That broken tackle from Von Bell kind of also juked him then inside of Bates. Bates over pursuit as well, and a touchdown for the Bills as they take a big strike now and a 2-score lead.
But so that being said, that doesn't. I mean, I very much could see an Elliott or a Bryan be a lot more dominant in the D-tackle position in the right coaching, right scheme, more favorable for either one of those two. But I kind of agree that I don't know that they're going to go sell the farm on like a Fletcher Cox or a Buckner or like
Daron Payne or something.
Payne. I don't know that they're gonna do that necessarily. and I don't know that that's necessarily the right move unless they do have another guy that they're confident in to be that second D tackle already on the roster kind of thing. But or I guess drafted, but I don't know that you want to spend that high of a draft pick on a D tackle necessarily, especially with the way the D tackle class tends to be depth-wise.
Yeah. We're going to have the guys like right at the very, very top, like a Jalen Carter.
Right.
Is going to be a top 3 pick probably.
Right.
So unless you're going to get somebody like that who you plug in as a starter from day one, which they're obviously not. Right.
But outside of that, then it's there could be a number of guys you go for. And I think a lot of it just comes down to who does Schwartz like? Who is he gonna ask after?
Big 3rd and 9. They need a conversion, and he picked him off again. Chase never turned around, and it's picked off by the rookie Kyer Elam. And Jamar Chase just never turned around and Burrow threw it right to him, and now we are in danger of this thing going off the rails.
Well, just like we were talking about, the Bills can't afford to be turned out. Look, what is Chase doing? He's just kind of like
never
floating.
Turns around.
Yeah, he's just kind of watching Elam make the play. I don't know what that was, but he's just kind of floating in no man's land, doing nothing. But yeah, just like we were talking about if the Bengals if the Bills turn the ball over 3 or 4 times, watch out. The Bengals will not let you get away with that. Same thing for the Bills. Like you go and turn the ball over like this against the Bills, it's very quickly going to be good night, Irene.
Absolutely. Here's another run to the left side, wide open again. Singletary inside the 5. He'll take a big shot from Bates, but it's not until the 2-yard line as he is breaking all kinds of tackles today, and now we are in real danger territory here for the Bengals. 4:40 and counting, first half. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports joining you. Allen back to pass out of a shotgun. Now he'll roll. He'll fire left side. Touchdown! James Cook was the outlet, and he was waiting right there. Von Bell wasn't close enough, and now the Bills, number 28, gives them 28. Got hit hard by Hendrickson, but Allen able to use that athleticism to extend the play just enough to get his body turned back around and see his outlet man wide open. Okay, Bengals. Well, you've been punched in the mouth now, and/or you've punched yourself in the mouth. A couple of weird interceptions. One of them, Jamar Chase, which just didn't even turn around. And then, of course, the sack that turned into a fumble again with that makeshift offensive line. They've got to figure it out, and they've got to figure it out fast, or this one's going to be curtains before halftime. Burrow in a shotgun now. He'll do a delayed handoff to Mixon. Left side, 25 to the 30. Nice little cut for Mixon, and he'll get up to the 33-yard line. That's a good 8-yard run, and maybe slows down the pass rush just a wee bit.
So speaking of D tackles, there is some smoke that Aaron Donald wants out of LA.
Well, he was going to retire last year.
Yeah.
Boyd breaks a tackle, 30 to the 25 to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown! An absolutely huge response. 67-yard touchdown pass. Tyler Boyd broke some tackles and did it all on his own. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4 broken tackles that kind of ran into each other, and then it was just a house call. Wow.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like a huge explosive play to take the taste of all those turnovers out your mouth and really give you a chance to really get back in a game. Now only down 2 scores, where it felt like it was getting put out of reach very quickly.
Absolutely. What a quick rebuttal from the offense there. How about Tyler Boyd? Not necessarily thought of to be, your elite playmaker in terms of run after catch, but he did just enough that time, and then nobody could catch him. So 28-14, the scoring is back. The scoring is back after we went to turnover land for a while. Now 3:49 to go, and you feel like the Bengals maybe just saved the game on that drive. Allen over the middle, and Diggs comes up between 2 defenders and makes an awesome catch for a first down into Bengal territory.
So real quick, back to the Aaron Donald talk. Apparently, from what I understand, or my understanding is that retirement talk was merely leverage to get the money he was after from the Rams. So I don't think he had any intention of retiring. And I think he said something to that effect even already in this offseason. So,
I mean, if you wanted to get Aaron Donald and put him next to Miles,
that would be pretty wild. I don't know that you're going to pay that much, but yeah, that would be pretty wild.
Everybody we need. I mean, I don't know if you saw as another slant for first down, Jack Duffin, who's like does all that cap stuff for the OBR people. And I like to read his stuff a lot. He's done all these like hypothetical. That's why everybody's like, why are we trading Nick Chubb? I was like, nobody's trading. Like he just did like if we were going to trade like our top 5 potential guy, like here's what a trade for Myles Garrett would look like. Here's what a trade for Nick Chubb would like. He wasn't suggesting them. He was just saying here's what they could look like, and what they could potentially net. Those kinds of things.
Right.
But he did like here is a possibility for the Browns to be able to free up $93 million of cap space. It was like 8 contract restructures with all these void years and stuff. He's like, but you could get yourself like almost $100 million in cap space for next year if you did these like 8 things. So I was like, wow, it's pretty wild. That might be what they had to do if they were going to try to go for Donald.
Right, but at the same time, a D-line with Donald and Myles Garrett on it, yikes. That would be dominant.
That would be wild. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Sorry I missed you. Come on in. You think the NFC wins, huh? Everybody's certainly... That's kind of the sneaky play now because everybody was so much of it's going to be the Bills or the Bengals or the Chiefs, and I think Mahomes' ankle obviously maybe levels the playing field a little bit. But, yeah, the Eagles certainly look good. The 49ers have looked really good. Here's a nice throw to Hayden Hurst for a first down. The Bengals moving quickly.
O-line for the Bengals, too. And the turnovers for the Bills.
Yeah, no, everybody, all of a sudden has sort of a little bit of a crack in the armor. Hurts, of course, coming back off injury, but it didn't seem to bother him last night. 2nd and 4, back to passer, setting up screen to the right side. Mixon is there and catches it, but so are 5, 6 different Bills. And they're losing the ball back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage of the drive, now 3rd and 9. 58 seconds to go. Bengals did call their first timeout. Burrow, pressure in his face. He'll dump it right side to Mixon, and he can't break the tackle. So unlike Singletary, who was breaking tackles earlier, Mixon can't get away there from A.J. Klein. And they pushed him out of bounds as well, which stops the clock. I would assume they're going to punt this one and give it back to the Bills with 52 seconds and 3 timeouts. Kish and I did not see any those official numbers actually now that have been released. I thought I heard something that he turned down $290 million over 6 years, which would be like 2 more per year than Watson got.
Yep, which is just wild, but it was over the guaranteed, and of course.
And maybe that was what he's talking about. Maybe the 133 guaranteed is what they offered him, and almost picked there again. We've seen that dangerous throw before.
Yep, but that's $100 million less guaranteed than, or
sure is.
Almost $100 million, $97 million less than Watson got guaranteed, and that's Lamar's not going to take that.
Gotcha. Okay, so the 133 was the guarantee. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kish. 3rd and 10. They're going to opt to go ahead and hand this one off slowly. The Bengals are going to call timeout, though, and get the football back now with about 30 seconds of their own.
And we've talked about this a little bit, but everything that has happened, just back to the Lamar real quick, but everything that's happened in the offseason thus far, and so far, there was speculation. You kind of looked at it going in thinking, oh, yeah, they'll franchise tag him. It's going to be just hold on and see what happens kind of a thing. But it seems more and more it's leaning towards kind of a bit of a breakup there with Lamar. Now that Roman's out the door, new offensive coordinator coming in, the breakdown in the negotiations, them offering that much money, him saying no. I mean, there's a lot of things leading you to believe that they're going to try to strike while the iron's hot. And get a trade done for Lamar in the offseason.
Yeah. And again, I understand it from Baltimore's perspective. Like, dude hasn't finished a season. But that's what you sign up for when you sign up for his play style.
Yep.
So.
Well, and also just the lack of success in the postseason.
I would build it into, hey, you can make the most money of anybody in the planet, but you got to be healthy to do it.
Yep. And that it's the 2 pieces: the health, and also I think the lack of success in the postseason has been a big factor for him. He just hasn't been able to get it done in the postseason.
Yeah, so the Bengals unable to do anything as well. Bills will go ahead and just run this one down. So 28-14 at the break. Bengals will get the second half kick. Zach Taylor going to need to work on a few things, mostly encouraging Joe Burrow to stop throwing it to the other team and or Jamar Chase to turn his head around and look for the football so that Joe Burrow doesn't throw it to the other team. Again, here is the breakdown of it. We already saw Kansas City take care of Jacksonville last night, although a little bit closer than I think people were wondering. And, of course, the injury to Pat Mahomes part of that as well. And, again, Jaguars were going to be overmatched. We knew that. And they fought hard, and they're going to continue to be a good young team for a couple of years, again, until they have to pay Trevor.
Yep. No doubt.
So, 28-14, back onto the field. Our Joe Burrow and his Bengal teammates had that 67-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Boyd. That was their second score of the game. His first touchdown pass was to Jamar Chase. And that's how they got their 14 points. Absolutely, they're hesitant to do it. And I don't blame them. You wouldn't. If Watson was always hurt all the time, I don't think the Browns would have done the same thing, You wonder if maybe the Bengals, as there's a big stretch for Mixon left side of the 45 and thrown down at the 47, because Burrow's now had some injuries as well. I wouldn't necessarily say he's injury prone, but with the amount of sacks that he's taken, you wonder what they're going to be willing to do in terms of a guarantee for him. But Burrow also seems like the kind of person who's not going to be like, oh, if I don't get $200 million, I only get $172 million. You know what I mean? That he's going to bitch and moan about it. But maybe I'm misreading his personality, but that just seems like the kind of person that he is. Burrow, give it to Mixon. He'll try the right side, but there is really no hole there. 67 yards for Mixon, though, to start the game. Actually, Mixon and Singletary have both run pretty well, trying to keep their teams a little bit balanced. Here's a delayed handoff up the middle. Teron Johnson, the nickelback, gets in there quickly. Now a 3rd and 4 for Burrow and the Bengals. Yeah, I think Wendell, at least for the first time in a while, and we tried to wait to set up that screen to Travion Williams, and Basham got in there just early enough that Burrow couldn't wait any longer and had to throw that one incomplete. They will try McPherson from 52. First chance of seeing him. Again, the hero of the playoffs last year, Evan McPherson. And his kick is up, and it's wide right. Pushed it right. So he's had a little bit of a down year as well. Even in real life, I think he's missed more this season than he did last year.
Yeah, he certainly did.
And they pushed that one right. No, I was going to say, I think Wendell for the first, I know you were joking, but I think for the first time in maybe a while, we don't have to have conversations about who are the Browns going to try to get at quarterback.
Right. Yes.
At least we shouldn't. We shouldn't for the next 5 to 10 years.
Unless you mean Jimmy G is the backup, which would be interesting. But
yeah, I would rather bring Brissett back if we're going to go with a more of a higher paid backup. And there's a throw. There's the one they missed earlier to Diggs. This time they're able to get it kind of in that gap between that cover 4 look. Cam Taylor-Britt let him go. Bates hadn't gotten there yet. He threw him wide open. Beautiful throw that time.
Yep.
As you were pointed out, he was on platform, made it happen.
Yep, and absolutely. And you know they had tagged that one from earlier in the game. Saying, we got to go back to this. It was wide open. We just got to hit it next time. So they were looking for that same look. All right, when we see this defense, we're going to go right back to that play. And sure enough, they caught the same defense, hit the same play, and that time they executed.
Shotgun look here on a 2nd and 10. They'll fire right side. Caught right at the sticks. Broken tackle. And maybe get a first down. They will get a first down.
Wow, that was all effort.
Is that the rookie Shakir? First down for the Bengals, or for the Bills, rather. He has been Wendell, but I think he was maybe good enough that he's going to go get paid to be the starter somewhere else.
Yep, I agree.
You can tell me that Jacoby Brissett on the Jets this year, they're probably not in the playoffs? couple other teams that feel like they might be a competent veteran quarterback away.
Yeah.
The Colts this year, back to the Colts, ironically, as he stumbles and breaks a tackle and he's into the end zone. So, man, Devin Singletary running like a man possessed today. He's been incredibly good breaking tackles. He does so again here. He's able just to step out of that tackle. Logan Wilson, the linebacker, came through, and he's able to step through and into the end zone now. We're back to a 3-score lead. 35-14 now, kick pending here for the Bills. Welcome in, Mason.
Mason's looking for your favorite beer from last night.
Yes, that's what I said. Ill Will Brewing was the name of it.
I missed it. You already commented it. I totally missed it somehow.
ILL, Ill Will, from
Ill Will.
Columbiana, Ohio, just south of Youngstown. And they had 2 like smoothie-style beers, lactose-infused ones that were very, very good. Zip it left side. I thought it was maybe picked, but it's actually going to be Boyd, and he's right at the line to gain in another crummy spot here. Back to pass, zip it over the middle, caught this one. It's Hayden Hurst, the tight end, to the 31, short gain. I'm not sure, Wendell. I don't know what uniforms they went. I just decided to put them on because it's kind of a cool look. My guess is they'll probably just be in their traditional road jerseys. I'm not even sure if you're allowed to wear. Are you allowed to wear alternate jerseys in the playoffs?
I don't think so. I think they have to wear.
You have to like declare in
Yeah.
advance and stuff, like which games you're wearing them and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they can wear like alternate jerseys like this.
Only here on Nagy on Sports. Burrow firing deep down the middle, single coverage. Oh, Boyd had it in his hands and he dropped it.
Yeah, you got to come away with those, especially in a game like this where you're so far behind. You got to find a way to get back. A big chunk yardage is a way to do it, but you can't be dropping those.
Burrow again, firing a caught on a big 3rd and 10, and this time Boyd holds on, does not drop it. Hey, Fellegren, welcome in. Well, there's still 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter here. We've seen the team score quickly. Touchdown here would make me feel a little bit better about it. 2nd and 4 now. Yeah, Kish, I think you will see more of Jerome Ford.
Yep, I agree.
Next year.
I really
maybe a chance Dearness comes back. I don't think there's any chance Kareem comes back.
No Kareem. Dearness is doubtful, but certainly Ford has proven his worth. You'll see a lot more of him, I think, in that on the offense, as well as I think he'll continue to be that kick returner, which he really showed some definite good stuff going on there. There were some definite flashes of he can be great in that turn game.
But we'll see. We'll see if they bring back Jakeem Grant. Remember, he was supposed to be our electric kick and punt returner, and never saw the light of day in terms of the season, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think actually Ford probably makes that unlikely because Jakeem is quite a bit of money. You have to pay him for just a specialist. And then you're not getting a lot outside of that from him. And then Ford, already being on your roster on a rookie deal, costs almost nothing, and certainly showed the flashes of, maybe he's not going to be Jakeem Grant's level, but he showed the flashes of the explosive returns that you're looking for.
In the middle of that comment, Evan McPherson missed a 38-yard field goal, so 2 missed field goals gives the football right back to the Bills, so
can't have that.
No points on that possession. That starts to feel like the fat lady might be warming up here.
Oh, yeah.
As they say.
Especially a touchdown here.
Yep. Nice little skinny post there. That's the first time we've seen Isaiah McKenzie. He was one of those kick returner specialists who's really carved out himself a nice role as a slot receiver. Part of the reason they were able to let Cole Beasley go. And then, of course, Cole Beasley got re-signed later in the season. haven't heard from Dawson Knox pretty much at all today.
No, he's been oddly quiet.
Here's a throw to the right side. Singletary gets a big hit from Wilson. But the clock keeps running, and right now for the Bengals, that's the worst part. Give it left side, Singletary. The other thing I think that's important to talk about, again, as I've gone through all 8 teams here playing this weekend, going through and fixing up their, making sure everybody's rosters and depth charts and stuff, like, for the most part, again, with some exceptions, like just last week, the Bengals losing 2 more offensive line starters, but to get to this point of the season, like, you just got to have some good luck. Like, most of these rosters are still pretty much fully intact.
Yep.
Maybe, like, the Bills are missing Von Miller, like one guy, and they're missing Micah Hyde. They're missing like one safety and one pass rusher, but their offensive line's intact. Their skill players are all intact. Allen, has had kind of that sprained, AC joint or something. But for the most part, you looked at the Eagles roster, the 49ers roster, and again, maybe it's a blessing in disguise that Jimmy G and Trey Lance got hurt, because you're seeing the Brock Purdy experiment unfold right before your eyes. But for the most part, to get to this level, you got to be healthy, because of the, just how much parity is baked into the league with the salary cap and those kinds of things. So looking at your comment there, Kishan, a healthy offensive and defensive line all year for the Browns may have been enough of the difference.
Yep.
If obviously Posick played really well, but even when he went out, the run game struggled. Teller was kind of a shell of himself all year with a bum calf. Conklin was nicked. On the defensive line, Clowney missed games. Miles flipped his flicking Porsche, for Pete's sake.
Yep.
So he wasn't 100%. So, and then our linebacker room was just absolutely decimated. You were playing with guys who weren't even. It's like, you're going to have Jermaine Carter and Deion Jones. Like, what? Why do we have NFC South linebackers starting for the Browns?
Right.
If I had told you at the beginning of the year that's who was going to be playing linebacker. So
Kunasik,
some of it's just exactly. Some of that stuff's just luck or hell. Maybe a better training staff. I don't know. All that stuff that they were talking about last year, John Johnson, about like yoga rooms and stuff. Like I think it's just kind of a crapshoot. Sometimes things happen. It's a violent sport. People are hitting each other on every single play.
Yep.
So, and again, Kishan, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that a solid line still is a recipe for success in this league, and that's why the Browns have been very intentional about building one of the best offensive lines in the country.
Yeah,
and I think they want to do the same on the other side.
Can't give enough credit to the Browns for locking down Callahan too.
Oh gosh, that was clutch.
For how important that is to what they want to do.
Wow, we're going to get some deep PI right here, which is going to help the Bengals. They have a free first down, 35, 50 yards down the field.
Wow.
That was wild. They roughed him. Trying to catch the ball, and now Burrow quickly to the right side. So 14-28, they have got to score touchdowns, and they got to score them in a hurry. Left side, back of the end zone, floats it. Cole couldn't quite get it, and then it flings way out of bounds. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. We're like, the Jets are trying to hire Bill Callahan. The Browns said no and immediately gave him a raise, an extension. It's like, yes.
Right.
They've seen what we've seen.
Yes, they have.
That he is maybe the second most important person on that staff behind Stefanski. And yes, I saw that Chad O'Shea, however, I think he's interviewed for 2 different teams now as to be
Ravens,
their OC.
Ravens and Jets.
Going to the Ravens would be wild.
That would be pretty wild.
Oh, knocked away. Had Higgins on that little seam route. Just a left-handed play there from the linebacker, able to knock it down. 3rd and goal here. They got to get it in. Burrow steps up, back of the end zone. Caught, touchdown! He got it to him this time. Joe Mixon on the receiving end, and there is a small pulse in the Queen City.
Yeah, small pulse, but it took them a lot of effort to get that one in. They got to be able to do these in one strikes. They can't be taking 4 shots at the end zone each time.
They're going to go for 2 here, which would make it 16. So technically a 2-score game, and it ends up being intercepted. So now it is a 3-score game. don't have a problem with going out. There's no difference between 17 and 18 for the most part, but there is a pretty big difference between 17 and 16 if you're trying to count possessions. Yeah, well, it may be a little too late, Wendell. We'll see. Allen. He's thrown some crazy throws today. And one of them was picked. Just one, though. Turn around, give it to Singletary up the middle, carrying the ball with both hands. Oh, I thought that was the fumble. But it was the flag, and that's going to be probably holding, and it is holding. On the offense, it's going to be the left tackle, Dion Dawkins, guilty of the hold. But for instance, a completely healthy Buffalo Bill offensive line, same 5 starters they've had all season. Here comes Cook, the rookie. He'll try the right side. He's got the nice run to about the 21, picks up a few yards, and the holding call back. So now 2nd and 7 here for the Bengals on defense, and you can see the Bills are already running clock. Give it up the middle. He'll go to the outside now. Cook, can he break the tackle of Bates? He cannot. Good tackle in space by Jesse Bates. Another sort of sexy off-season to the Browns kind of person. I've heard his name as potential JJ3 replacement as well, because the Browns can get out of that contract post June 1 pretty easily. And this one is unfortunately going to be caught for a first down. If you're a Bengal fan, Singletary got just enough, and that's the worst thing that can happen for your Bengal comeback hopes, is more clock and more downs to work with.
That's right.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier, Wendell. I think most of us are pulling for the Bengals. It's a different kind of rivalry than it is certainly with the Ravens and the Steelers. The hatred is not there, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, definitely not.
Cook again up the middle, and I think they threw him across. Nope, they're going to say he's short. This is a massive 3rd down now. Got to get him off the field. They'll run it to him right up again, the middle, and he's run into, but he got it still. Singletary, another new set of downs. B.J. Hill was right there, but unfortunately Singletary's momentum got him the first down, and that may be it.
Yeah, that's probably it. You're looking at having to score very, very quickly, and probably some onside action to make it all work, and a lot of scoring to be done, and you still haven't stopped the Bills.
No, you still haven't stopped Singletary, now up to 89 yards rushing in the game, and all of this with Josh Allen in the zone. And the Bills somehow have been able to unlock the go to chew clock mode earlier than 4 minutes left in the game function, so good for them. Bad for the Bengals, though. Now it's 8:32 and counting.
I wish the Browns would do this.
Yeah, Allen climbs under center again. One more handoff to Singletary. This time they're able to meet him. That's Reeder and Hill, both defensive tackles.
Or I wish they'd fix coach mode, because that would allow us to do all these things.
Singletary, again, taken down at the line of scrimmage, may actually lose a yard. Big 3rd down here now. Allen pulls back into a little bit of an offset pistol, and he'll throw. Allen over the middle, caught, another first down. Diggs to the 29-yard line, and they are starting to celebrate here in Orchard Park now, as the Bills are going to advance to the AFC Championship game, which means that game is going to be in Atlanta. Which we will not be able to make happen in the game.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens in real life.
I mean, I suppose we could run it out of exhibition mode and deal with the 1-minute kickoff delays if we really wanted it to be in a dome.
Right. Well, that's assuming the Bills.
Oh, right, and we didn't in real life. That's fair. That's fair.
Which I don't know that that's necessarily likely to happen. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. The Bills are a very good team, but Bengals have a lot going for them here, especially late in the season. They were really really stacking some nice games together.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be 28 or 38-20.
Right.
But the Bills definitely have an opportunity to win, and they're just absolutely grinding this clock. They're going to go for it again on a 4th and inches from a shotgun. They'll run it, and this time the Bengals will get home, so they turn it over on downs. But man, they took about 8 minutes of clock with them, feels like.
A lot of damage done there, and now 4:20 left, down 18 points. You're definitely on life support here.
Yep, miracle status is what is needed, and a 9-yard out route that doesn't get out of bounds, probably not the way to get it done.
Yeah.
You need another one of those 70-yard Tyler Boyd breaks a couple tackles touchdowns.
Yep.
Dial up that play again. Here's Chase. He's open left side as the Bills in some very, very, very soft zone right now.
Yeah.
Keeping everything in front of them. Bengals have enough timeout to basically get the ball back one more time should they score and fail at an onside kick, but not to get it back a second time, and certainly not to get it back a third time. They needed to stop him right there. I think that drive started, what, maybe 9.5 minutes? Burrow back of the end zone. He went for Higgins in double coverage.
10. Maybe even been 10. It was quite a bit of time that he took off the clock.
Yes, it sure was. 3rd and 2 now. Blitz coming. They feel it. They go short over the middle to Boyd, but again, clock is your worst enemy right now. Can they get another play off before the 2-minute warning?
Yeah.
They're going to try.
Those kind of plays feel like giving up on the game to me.
Yep. Left side caught by Chase. Little comeback route. Again, I think they're going to give you 8 to 10-yard completions all day long now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they know you can't win with those. There's no way you can win this game with those.
2-minute warning here in Cincinnati. Burrow now back to pass, right side. Dump it off to Mixon, who breaks a tackle but doesn't run to the out-of-bounds stripe. 2nd and 3, but the clock is a-running. I apologize to the Bengal fans out there. They were playing well, and then I jinxed them by saying that Burrow hadn't had any trouble with pressure. Then he took 2 big sacks and then proceeded to turn the ball over on the next 3 possessions. So.
Yeah, and unfortunately that kind of felt like the point at which the game really swung, too, because they were really in it all the way up until right about that moment, and all of a sudden the Bills
then
just...
28-14, and they came out and stalled right out of halftime.
Yep.
And then the Bills went up and haven't looked back.
Nope. Sure haven't.
First down to T. Higgins inside the 10. Here's Burrow now. He's got to get it in the end zone. He does. It's caught for a touchdown. That's Higgins. And they'll go ahead and take the extra point this time. No difference between 11 and
this is
10, I suppose.
You need 2 scores either way, since it would have to be onside kick followed by touchdown pass followed by onside kick recovery again, followed by
had
touchdown
somebody else
pass
muff
again.
it.
So that's so far out of the realm of possible. It's just ridiculous talk right there.
Moore's the tight end. Actually saw the first guy not catch the ball cleanly.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I thought maybe we'd see one.
Yeah, St. Louis chance.
This will be the timeout drive, but a first down will end the game. Bengals call the first timeout after giving Singletary 5 yards. 48 seconds. Appreciate everybody being on with us today. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports. Thank you to all of our subscribers. Picked up another one last night. Appreciate that. If you hadn't had a chance to subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to hop on our Discord with us, you can do that as well. There is a link in the description of this video which takes you to our Discord channel, a place to chat with us between sims. We do various polls and community questions, especially as Kit and I start to retool the Browns roster here right after the Super Bowl. It'd be a good spot to try to hop on. And last year we had things like, should we trade Kareem Hunt or not, that we talked about, and other things. So if you'd like to do that, we'd love to have you on there. It's also a great way to find out in advance of when we are going to sim, so that you are ready to go when we start. 4th and 3. They're going to go for it, and he throws it for a first down. And that's the game.
Oh, yeah.
38-27 will be the final. I would assume the Bills here will just kneel. They will. Actually, they don't even need to kneel. Game will run out before the play clock does. So 38-27 is your final. Buffalo takes care of business here at home. Again, you can get mad, Cincinnati, if maybe this game shouldn't have been in Buffalo, but it is, and they are unsuccessful in getting it done today. So Josh Allen right there and his Buffalo Bills 38, Joe Burrow and the Bengals 27. Kit, go ahead and wrap this one up. I'll cycle through some stats.
Yeah, just some early back and forth turn. Well, first it was trade of blows for touchdowns, and then they went for trade of blows for interceptions, and then it just kind of had this lull period in there where you kind of weren't sure which team was really going to take charge. But then, as you mentioned, like right around that time you talked about not having a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow, the O-line kind of fell apart. And to be fair, missing 3 starters is a big deal. So they started to show that out there, and those 2 huge sacks were very pivotal in this game, and unfortunately led to the game kind of falling well out of control for the Bengals, falling too far behind to be able to do much with it, and especially when their game management near the end of the game was typical Madden style, and you're never going to come back using that kind of game management at the end of a game like that.
Josh Allen had a pretty clean pocket. You saw that there was 0 sacks on him, 0 in the stat column completely. So they were able to keep him very well contained. He got hit just a couple of times, roughed once in that first drive by Hendrickson as well. Otherwise, that was it. So the game results in Buffalo winning, which may or may not happen today. We just hope it's a good game. Hopefully it's a little bit better game than we saw there as well. But here is the remainder of the playoff bracket. Again, we have now done all of the divisional matchups. And, of course, we'll bring you both conference championships next weekend as well. So enjoy the football today. We appreciate everybody being on. You guys are the best. Have a great rest of your day. For Kit out on the left coast, Phil Nagy here in Central Ohio, we are Nagy on Sports. Appreciate you guys being on with us. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Today we will say go Bills. And as always, go Browns!